Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by today on our book review channel. No, book review and music channel these days because I have decided that every time I sing in church, I will post it here. Every time I do a song that I like, you guys will have to sit with me. But thanks for stopping by. I welcome everyone, first time viewers, returning viewers. Oh, how I love you all for your support always. You are the reason I always summon courage to do this book review, or why I always come on camera to, you know, share my lessons and all of that. All of that. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. Let's jump into the subject matter. All right. So today we'll be talking about a topic that affects everybody. I mean, everybody on planet Earth. Yes. And today's topic is inspired by my personal life's experiences and also my recent conversation with a couple of persons. We will be discussing self forgiveness. Everyone has definitely done something at one point or the other in their lives that they are not proud of. It could be something silly, something unwise, maybe an attitude that an attitude we give to someone, something wicked, something selfish. I mean, something that anytime that we think about, we're not proud of. We cannot remember that experience and say we were at our best selves or we did, the best thing. So those things now make us, regret or make us have regrets. And sometimes we are ashamed of them, or we are ashamed because of those things that we did. But here's something that, some persons do to themselves that is unhealthy. They stay trapped in the prison of that guilt and shame. I have done something or some things, because I have done some things that I have not been proud of. Of course, because we learn as we go. And like I said in the beginning of this video, that today's shoot was inspired by my personal life experiences and that of a few persons that I have conversed with in recent times. So I have done something I'm not proud of, something that, okay, now I'm going to tell us a quick story. A very long time ago, I think I was still like a teenager. I think I was like 19 or so. My dad brought this lady to live with us. Actually, my family didn't know her. We only happened to attend the same church, but not like the same parish. I'm Orthodox by birth, and I'm Anglican actually. So we didn't know her. My dad just happened to go for a state conference. That was where he met her, and she told him she had accommodation challenges. Actually, here's what happened. She was supposed to get married in a couple of months. So while she was in the planning process, she had a fallout, whatever, with whoever she was staying with, and then she was stranded. But of course, she was not expected to move in with the guy because they were not married. So she was looking like for an alternative to sort of, manage for the few months that she had to live as a spinster before she got married. So that was how she met my dad at the conference, explained her ordeal, and my dad brought her home to us. Now, our house was not big, our house was small. I mean, like really small. So she and I were made to share same sleeping space. It wasn't funny, truly, because the sleeping space was already small, and now someone was, added to share this same small sleeping space with me. I didn't find it funny, and I was vocal about it on almost a daily basis. I would complain, I'm not comfortable, I'm not comfortable. My mom would appeal to me, oh, sorry, just put up with it for a couple of months. She would soon leave and all of that. But It didn't stop my daily complaints. And then, the shocking thing was that this lady never said anything back, in response. She just kept quiet and all of that. And then fast forward to a couple of months, down the line, when everything for our wedding, the dates, the preparation, everything was, coming together. This lady shocked me to my bones. She made me her, like chief bridesmaid, like her number one maid of honor. I was bewildered. I was so ashamed of myself. I was so ashamed. I mean, the kindness, because that was the kindness. I mean, people only make their very good best friends, family members, their maid of honor. I mean, she had sisters. She had grown-up sisters. You get? And she decided to make me this mean person. This person who could not accommodate her for about 5 months. She decided to make this person her maid of honor. I felt the guilt and shame did not, I couldn't get over it, and I kept myself jailed in that prison for a very long time. I mean, for a very, very long time. And it took years, seriously. And by the time that I would summon courage to, let go of this whole thing, I had sort of lost access or contact. Yeah, to, apologize directly and say, look, I'm sorry for what I did and all that. But I eventually forgave myself, after the long years of imprisonment. It wasn't even a funny experience. You know how you go ahead to judge, jail, imprison, and torture yourself for something that you wished you had done better. But here's something that, this experience helped me to do. It helped me to, learn to accommodate people, learn to, share the things that life has afforded me with other people who at the time, may not be as privileged as I am. So that has helped me, in my life. And I have been a better person as long as sharing is concerned. Yeah. Some persons are actually in self jail or self imprisonment for a lot of reasons. I mean, that was one of my reasons, but it's not like I didn't have other reasons why I couldn't forgive myself. I felt to share the story because, it was like one of the highlights of my uh, growing up days. So miscalculations, mix-ups, failures, dating, marrying, befriending the wrong person, or even opening up things about yourself to someone you thought had your back, somebody you trusted, and the person broke your heart, by going to uh, broadcast what you've told them, something you told them in confidence, you get, and you've not been able to forgive yourself for that, you get. So many reasons. Failure in school. A lot of people jail themselves for a lot of reasons. I stumbled upon a story recently about a woman who was raped by somebody that she was supposed to be married to. I mean, her family knew about the relationship. It was just for everything to be set, date, time, and all of that. So she went to visit this guy alone. You get, she trusted him because, oh, church brother and everything. I think she mentioned that he was church brother and all of that. She went to visit him, and then she said she was decently dressed because she wore like a jumpsuit. And this was like in the 90s or so. So jumpsuits were obviously proper jumpsuits, it was coverall and on all of that. And she went there only for, her to be raped by this guy. She couldn't stop blaming herself for going to see him alone, staying with him unsupervised, for what she wore, for everything. I mean, she put all the blame on herself. You get, a lot of persons are in this, in similar situation. They may have been raped and they feel like, I could have avoided this if I hadn't gone. I could have avoided this if perhaps I had gone with someone, and all of that and all of that. There are so many reasons why people imprison themselves. But my big question is this: would my regret, your regret, the long term self imprisonment and unforgiveness, would it change anything at all about what has happened? The big answer is no. It is understandable why you regret a lot of things that you have done. Yes. But regret is a joy killer. I believe, because it is something I have tried, that the best way to get over a guilt, a shame, or a regret is to learn from it and ensure that you make sure that you never repeat those same mistakes. Let those things be like lessons. Let those experiences serve as life lessons for you, and not a reason for you to judge and jail yourself forever. Because by the time you live a life that is void of joy, you would be a terrible person. You can't even be a good friend. You can't be a good husband or wife. You can't be a good parent, because you carry the burden of guilt and shame. And this is because you constantly think about how bad of a person you were, or how foolish of a person you were for letting the things that happen to happen. A couple of, I think, 3, 4 years ago, I posted something on my Facebook. I said, if there is nothing to learn from the past, do not look there. I mean, why should I focus on my past if there's nothing to learn from it? If there's nothing to, and there's no experience to pull out from it to say, okay, for this reason, this is why I am striving to be a better person. If there are just regrets I have in my past, I don't look there. There are people that I sincerely had to delete their phone numbers, block them, and all of that, because I feel like, oh, my experience with this person is not something I am proud of. So I blocked, I deleted. First of all, I started by not even taking their calls, because they are not a part of my life I want to remember. Not that I hate them, but I'm trying to progress. So you shouldn't be in the new life I'm trying to have, because whatever memories that you and I have, or you and I share in the past, it wasn't palatable. So I shouldn't drag you into my newness, my new self. You get? So those are the only things I do with past experiences. I learn, I grow, I move on. I recently saw something that somebody wrote and I love it. He said, why revisit something that you cannot revise? I cannot revise it, so why do I revisit it? I cry over it, I wail, I weep, I get so emotional, and nothing is changing. You get? So that's like opening old wounds. I'm not letting myself heal. But if I learned from it and take the lessons from there and move on in life, it is going to help my decision in the future. It is going to help me make better decisions. It is going to help me know how better to treat people, know how well to discern if somebody is supposed to be in my life or not. Because they said experience is the best teacher. Yeah. So, and I think that if we learn from our own experiences, I mean, that's the best, teaching that we can ever receive. There is something you must know. Shame and guilt and regret and all of that are as powerful as we allow them to be. Instead of, wallowing in that guilt and shame and all of that, you should use your bad past experiences as a motivation to create a better future. Nobody moves forward if they are trapped in the jail of unforgiveness. You can never move forward. One of the major disadvantages of self-unforgiveness is the fact that it isolates us from people. We cut off from the society because we feel like we're not good enough, we messed up previous opportunities and relationships and all of that. And then we isolate ourselves, and this leads to depression, major depression. Because We are so scared that we'll make a mess of things if given another opportunity. So we just deny ourselves every opportunity, to every chance to be given another opportunity. We hate ourselves for perhaps the people that we cheated, the people that we lied to, the people that we treated badly, the relationships that could not work, the people we trusted that failed us or that broke our trust, all of those kinds of things. And we're not able to forgive ourselves because we take the burden of the guilt and put it on ourselves, on our helpless self. But it doesn't have to be that way if we can just learn to let go and grow and forgive ourselves. We must learn to daily administer a good dosage of self forgiveness on a daily basis. On a daily basis. Because every day is a new day. You've never lived it, you've never seen it. People are bound to make mistakes. And then I make a mistake on the Tuesday, maybe the 9th of September 2025, the day I've never lived. And I've never had the experiences. Perhaps nobody has ever taught me about the thing I just made a mess of, and I'm unable to let it go, and I'm unable to grow out of it. It is not fair to ourselves. We have to learn to forgive ourselves in order that we might grow. And these are the things that we also ought to conquer in order to be able to teach other people. Because so many people have given up on life because of one or two things that they think they didn't do well. Even people who perhaps have gotten pregnant in their teenage age, they are unable to forgive themselves. Oh, I had a child when I was 16, I had a child when I was 15. It's a mistake. Move on, grow from it. You understand? Maybe people, ladies or guys who used to do drugs, or somebody who used to sell their body for money, like sex hawkers. Forgive yourself. If you wake up to, if you just realize that you were doing wrong, or you were living in the wrong, or what you were doing was not right, forgive yourself and just move on. Because if you don't forgive yourself, many things will never change about you. You will not see yourself, with in a new way. You will not see yourself as a new person. You will keep putting the guilt, the blame, and the shame of all of your old bad choices on you, and you can never move forward by so doing. For people who want to forgive themselves and move on, make a change and let go of their bad choices and all of that, in their past lives, a good environment, is key. For people who want to, let go of the past, grow out of whatever guilt and shame, and make better decisions in the future, and let go of whatever thing that hurt them in the past, your environment is key, the key factor to making that change. And I'm going to explain. For instance, you are in an environment. For a lady, maybe you are like a hooker, you get, and then maybe for a guy, you are into drugs and all of that. And then one day you decide, look, I'm going to turn a new leaf. I am tired, of this life that I'm living. I'm no longer proud of it. Or you used to steal, for instance. I'm done. I'm no longer proud of this. I need, to make better decisions about my life and, change totally. And then you're in this neighborhood where you've practiced these things for like maybe a couple of 5 to 10 years. And all of a sudden, they see that you've changed. And then one day in a gathering, something goes missing. Take, for instance, you used to steal. Something goes missing. Maybe after like 2 years that you stopped stealing, something goes missing. They'll just say, we think it's Gilbert. He used to steal. That kind of environment is not giving you an opportunity to let go, heal, and it's not encouraging your new decision of being a better person. So in that kind of case, it is most advisable to literally move from that neighborhood. I have had the experience many years ago. I did something that I eventually wasn't proud of. I decided, okay, I wasn't proud of this thing that I did, so I am going to make a change and see how I can be better. But the problem was that the community where I was not letting it go. So I am trying to be a better person. You are literally seeing that, I am making an effort, and then something happens, and then you project something I did back onto me. And then it puts me back in that place where I regret what I did, and then I go back to not forgiving myself, to feeling terrible and all of that. Those kind of environments do not encourage growth. So what did I do? I ran for my life. I left the environment totally, because I cannot forgive myself and thrive and grow in an environment that is unforgiving. So now, if you move to a new environment, you have the obligation to not continue this lifestyle that you just ran away from. So that even in the future, somebody from your old unforgiving neighborhood happens to stumble upon somebody from your new neighborhood where you have been where you have been of best behavior. This person cannot really put so much of allegations on you and get away with it, or have like the final say, because this member of your new community would speak for you. Like, no, I've known this guy and he's been the treasurer of our little committee. We've not lost a dime in the past 4 years. You understand? So the member of your new community is giving a new testimony of your new life, which will leave this unforgiving member of your old community in shock. But the responsibility is on us to make sure that when we are in a new environment, that we do not repeat the old things that we are not proud of, the things that we feel were not wise things, were not nice things, were not okay things that we did in the past. So, and your environment is key. Move if where you are is not supporting your self-forgiveness. Because trust me, the most important person in the world to you should be you. Because if you don't love you enough, if you don't feel good enough, you cannot extend that to other people. You cannot tell me that you forgive other people easily and then you don't forgive yourself easily. So the only way you can let people go is if you have been magnanimous in mercy to yourself by forgiving your own self. As I bring this to a close today, I'd like to tell us that research has shown that people who practice constant self-forgiveness have a better emotional, mental, and social well-being in comparison to people who do not practice self-forgiveness. And you must know this, that you not forgiving yourself is more disastrous than people not forgiving you. I'll say that again. You not forgiving yourself is more disastrous than when people do not forgive you. Show yourself mercy today. Forgive yourself and release yourself from every self-prison that you have kept yourself, and enjoy the rest of your life. Thank you for watching today. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you can help another person in your neighborhood, in your community, learn to administer forgiveness to themselves for something that they have done that they are not proud of. I'll see you next time in our next video. Thank you and have a nice day.